You call the special meeting of the city of Vernon on May 2nd, 2022 to order. Mr. Demnification, please.
Dear Lord, we come to you in prayer tonight. Dear Jesus, praying that you bless this council, dear Lord. Bless the ones that are just coming on to the council, dear Jesus, and we pray that they would do the work that you have them to do. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 1, swear in and seat Mayor-elect Gary Owens. Karen. I do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and that I will and faithfully perform the duties of mayor on which I am now about to enter. So help me God. Number 2, the swearing in and seat Councilmember Joseph Brock, and then Miss Mary Poyer.
Oh, she said him first, right? Yeah.
Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of council member on which I am now about to enter. So help me God. Miss Poyer. I do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of council member on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Number 3, reorganization of council. Is there any needed?
I was gonna nominate George Ross for President?
Do I have a motion to nominate Joey Brock for president? Is there a second? Motion died for lack of a second. Anyone else have a motion?
I make a motion that we keep the same people, well, I don't know, but I make a motion that we keep Becky back as the president.
Second? Discussion? All in favor? Obviously, I'm not voting, and I'll need to fill out a form. Motion carried. Do I have a motion for a vice president?
I make a motion that we keep Ms. Williams as president.
Second?
Vice president.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. I have a motion to close this special meeting and move to the workshop.
Second.
Discussion? Special meeting is closed, and we're opening up the workshop for May 2nd of 2022. Number 1, Jackie Pope credit for Philly Pool twice. I did, give y'all paper on that, however, the amount was incorrect. It should be $15.95.
How much?
$15.95. That's the total? That's the total credit that's been requested, that we would give her. This is the one we discussed at
Yes,
the
ma'am.
hall, and it's just $15?
Yes, ma'am.
How much? I want to see how much.
15 and how much?
95 cents.
That was just for the sewer?
That's just what it's the rest.
We discussed it before.
We did, but in the discussion before, we didn't know the amount, so we're gonna talk about it at the workshop.
So we never did discuss that we were going to let that go.
No, ma'am, we were gonna find out the amount that we were talking about, and what about the usage that we did, so that was the total loss. It wasn't a very big pool.
Oh.
See, before we didn't know what. Exactly. But we're in a workshop, so we can't vote on it.
So we approve it?
That was it. Add it to the next regular meeting.
No, it's already up here. Oh, no, this is a workshop.
This is a workshop.
Okay, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, before when we discussed it, remember, we didn't know what size the pool was, we didn't know how much money we were talking about as a loss. Okay, number 2, RK Allen oil contract.
They said it was about the same. It was a little more to get the tank.
You would actually be, say, after I went and checked the prices up at Gary's and stuff like that, you'd be saving like $521
If we get the tank,
if we get the tank at the station. We're always trying to cut it somewhere, so.
what were you saying, Joel? You said something else.
I didn't know the price. I guess you checked.
Well,
Take it one now.
$521
a month.
I think the other issue that we were gonna discuss was it being placed at the fire department,
Yes.
where and.
inside. I told Mr. Quan, he said he was gonna put it inside the fire.
I don't think you can do that, can you?
Yeah, they've already talked about it and everything like that. All you have to do is have a fire extinguisher posted next to it.
It's not a hazard.
Well, it won't blow.
Oh, that's what,
No, diesel ain't like gas.
Will your insurance company say something about that?
that's what I'm
I
saying.
know he checked.
Yeah, he had to, and I'm sure that it's going to check that out, so.
Well, we're not voting on it tonight.
No,
Anyway,
right,
so
we're
we
just
need to make
discussing.
sure he got, in case.
So at this price now, it'll save the city $521.
And these prices will fluctuate with what, as it goes down, or if it goes up, the prices do fluctuate.
And that's gonna be a yearly or monthly? $521 a month, so
That's a month. So I figured everything on 30 days.
any more discussion on this?
So, Mr. Gary, do you want, me to find out on the insurance and see if he talked to the insurance company? I can do that next time.
So let's add this to our next regular meeting. Number 3, AC in the main office needs to be replaced.
So the phones were good?
Oh, yes, ma'am. And it's been above 80 in there for about a week and a half now. I did get 2,
You got it. I know don't we usually lose TNT,
but I also checked with another hall seating and air conditioning.
I thought that you checked with somebody else.
Yeah, I had a third one that was supposed to come in, he did not show up, so I only ended up with 2.
Do you have time to get it done before you can't vote on to the?
How about, what's that place in, Raceville? I think you think of them.
Crutchfield?
Yeah.
Crutchfield, Cheltenham.
Huh?
You want me to check with Crutchfield?
Yeah, because I went around and around with mine and he was my best offer.
The other thing is that your purchasing policy provides anything over 2,500 as far as final bid.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to go through that process, and with air conditioning, you may not want to go through the bid process. You would need to declare just an emergency purchase.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
I think everybody agree with that, but one more time would be nice.
You also can check with, Hometown Heating and Cooling, they're local business too. We see, they're at the Chickies,
We got Brian's heating and cooling too.
right.
I can't never get up with him.
He's busy.
Yeah, he did mine at my house.
He's gonna be
He's
checking
excellent.
too.
He's
Right.
excellent.
He does it all now. He does
Oh, he
wiring,
does?
houses and all.
I did check with Hometown, I called them, however, I could not get a call back. But I knew that man.
But then that was a long time ago.
Well, since this is a declared emergency, it'd be my suggestion that as soon as you can get those quotes, that maybe we have a special meeting. So,
That has to be part of your vote when you approve it.
Can't we vote on it at the next meeting?
well,
Next week.
She said we don't have to have 3 if we don't want to, is that what you said? Because we're not using bids.
If you're going to not put it out for bid, you would have to declare this to be an emergency purchase. So that would be a part of your vote, when you vote to approve the purchase,
when we vote,
when you vote.
yeah,
When's the next meeting?
the 16th,
15th?
2 weeks, 16th.
It's a long time to go without AC,
That's why I suggested a special meeting if she could get,
because 9,000 is what I pay for my house, so that's not a lot of money.
Here's what it is.
well, what I'm saying is, if it's the will of the rest of the council, my suggestion would be to let her get the quotes that she can get, and as soon as she gets them, we can call for a special meeting at that point and come in and take care of it before our next regular meeting. That's just
Yeah,
2 weeks.
because that's like 2 weeks down the road.
I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I don't wanna be without, at home for 2 weeks without AC, so I certainly don't want to have to work in it like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough. Very rough. So is the rest of the council agreeable with that? Number 4, update on the brush truck. I was hoping, I didn't send anything in the packet because I was hoping that I would, hear from Lucas today. I did not.
I'm good now.
Basically, Gary,
I'm sure he wants to be here today.
for the brush truck,
Yes, ma'am, yeah. just-
he has an update?
Ma'am,
He has an update?
no, he was looking if y'all had an update, for us on behalf of the department. I have a few more bulletins he wanted me to go over, if that's okay. Just some questions for you.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'm just gonna go over here.
So, but before you start, you don't have any information on the brush truck, you're looking for information?
Yes, yeah, he just asked me to ask about it.
Go ahead and give us your bulletins and then you can update us on the brush truck.
One thing you wanted to go over was, radios and pagers are needed ASAP. There's a lot of people on our roster that doesn't have one or the other. So throughout the day, whenever we're all at work, we have people that's on the roster at the department, but they don't know what's going on because they can't hear it on the radios.
How many are you short?
I believe 13.
13, I think.
The last discussion that we had with him on that, I know there was a question about, wasn't there 5 that were emergent? And we were gonna vote on that at the next meeting, I thought. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yeah.
He's come to us several times
Yeah, I
about it.
know, and I thought one
And we
time
approved.
we approved something.
We did
He
it.
did,
I went to
we
brush
approved
truck.
5 and 5. He
But
did
he
what I
can't
thought.
find it.
Well, I believe we have 13 on the roster, but I'm not quite sure how many radios each person has.
I know that we did not approve the entirety, but I was thinking it was 5 and 5 because it was the radios and the
I thought he said
pagers.
6 or something.
Yeah, I misunderstood the question.
Okay. Excuse me just a minute. Karen, if you will, can you go back and see what, because I know that we approved, I just don't know how many. It was 5 each. 5 each was approved by the council. Yes. In a meeting. Yes. Okay, then those need to be ordered. What do you think? Verify that we did vote and approve.
Oh,
on
I
that.
can find, yeah, I can get the numbers for that.
And then if that's the case, which I know we approved them, I'm just not sure the amount, go ahead and get those orders, and that'll help.
The next one, 10-8 has ordered parts for the primer on our engine, to be fixed, and we're just waiting, for their arrival to, fix that. The grass is getting high at our department, there's still no way of cutting it. He was wondering if, what y'all did before, if we just used our personal equipment at the station, cause it's getting worn out now.
I wouldn't use my personal equipment up here on.
No, he's meaning like the stuff that was already at the station is getting worn out.
Who used to cut it? Who used to cut it?
It wasn't being
They
cut.
did, didn't they?
Well,
No.
Kyrie,
Didn't they borrow the Jason street?
last time it was cut, Kyrie weeded the whole thing.
The whole thing, that's right.
Remember? That's what he did.
last time we've done it.
The guy that was there,
Have y'all done it before, Chad, or have y'all long before?
They did.
We've
You've done it before? Okay, Chad says that they've done it before, so.
done it before, to help them out whenever.
Yeah, see, I said he used to cut it all the time.
They ain't keeping it.
Well, I know there was a time that they were cutting it on, one of the members of the fire department was cutting it for a while.
But it's not, to me, if it's not being cut, We need to pick it up and put it till something happens.
Until they get some equipment to keep it up with, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
Are you choosy about what kind of lawnmower you get?
I don't,
Chad.
at this point, I don't think so.
Cause I've got one I'll donate.
Okay.
Chad said that the city will take care of it until something can be.
And we got those prices, right, for the lawnmowers, Joe?
I don't know if it's still good, I'll check tomorrow. And, you know how everything is this time. I'll check tomorrow and see if the prices are still good, Wayne.
Let me ask a question about while we're on this. How much are you talking about spending?
I wanna say there was $7,000-8,000
Would that $7,000 or $8,000 lawnmower, would the money be better used equipping them and let the city go back to cutting the grass?
What they're doing right now,
But the amount of,
we just
Well,
don't,
You
we
using
just had to get more.
using that money for something else?
use it for safety equipment or something like that.
Part of the equipment that they're talking about, Mr. Gary, is in
Grant funded.
is grant and other funds. It's still being sorted out. I know Joey got some quotes one time, but you may have to get them again, cause
Yeah,
prices
see, we got
are
a
up.
quote, and I brought it up to the council. The city needs a trailer. You know, if Jason M has to cut it, they need a trailer to haul a lot more, to drive down the road everywhere. Just like like Timmy from the recreation department to, Shady River.
You don't need a drive, you need a
No,
trailer.
you need we need a trailer, the city needs a trailer, a 6 to 12 trailer, utility trailer. And the grants, and we ain't done nothing with the money, and I brought it to the council about Jason and them, way the gas is $4 to $5 diesel. I don't know what them trucks are running, but in and out, just in and out, reading meters a month, wear and tear on them seats. The city needs to be looking into a used gator or something to read the meters and all. Pick up trash, you know? We've got a lot of issues that need to be done. We just need to get to that step of the money dues. And I know, and I appreciate Chad, cut it this time, a time or two until the city gets to that point. I appreciate it, but it does need cut, that's it.
We'll do it
When
tomorrow,
Timmy
get
was
that
cutting
done.
yesterday, I don't know what he was using. At Shady Grove, somebody was cutting out there. Was he using your lawnmower?
We were cutting it, and then they were, Shaq and, what's his name? Craig, they took over for a while, but they were using our equipment, I go out there, make sure they have
Problem is,
the meters and mowers.
Their lawnmowers,
They're using our, we're using our equipment.
15 to 20 years, Ray Gary has.
The rec house, yeah, they got y'all's old lawnmower. But y'all are going out there cutting,
We were, now I
they
don't know
get
about
paid to
that.
cut that grass.
We don't, we were doing it as a favor to help them out, we don't, I don't think it's part of our.
Don't the rec department?
It's a combination, yes, they do get paid, but then you go back and look at everything.
Somebody was
it's
cutting
all-
yesterday. Now, I don't know who was out there. But somebody was cutting out
This is
there
something
yesterday.
new to me, that we're using city employees to go out there and cut grass, unless it's for a special event or something.
He's been cutting in when he cut it.
The rec director has been taking care of that,
He's been
except they
taking
had
care of
some
it.
lawnmower issues, and I believe that the city went out there and helped them out a few times. But the city's not going out there and cutting
No, they're
it.
not.
I don't know who
Well, they
was
know that,
cutting
they're
it.
on there doing it.
On a regular basis.
I don't know who was cutting it yesterday, but somebody was.
Mr. Lucas, do you have anything else?
Just a few more, the rest of these are, mostly updates. He's working on getting an appointment set up, or a doctor's appointment for all the firemen to do their annual physical. That's required on NFPA 1582. See, the Vernon Fire Department has a business meeting tomorrow at 7 PM at the station. And one last question, are we going to get the fuel tank for the station so we can fill up our trucks?
That is going on the agenda for our next regular scheduled meeting.
Okay. That's all I got for y'all, appreciate it.
Thank you. Karen, update on the brush truck. I was able to dig through some more emails, and I found where the county did give the city, under the CARES Act, check for $27,206 that paid for the, city truck. I also found an email that said that under the CARES Act, transmittal approval, the city of Vernon was supposed to get $69,000.62. I have not been able to find anything on the remainder of that. I did find a quote for the brush truck. I did contact Lucas Mayo because he actually did the transmittal of the funds for the city truck, and I contacted him on Wednesday. He said he was swamped for the rest of the week, which would have been Thursday and Friday. He was supposed to get up with me today, and he has not. But he said he can definitely help do the paper trail and figure out what happened.
But as we're aware right now, the brush truck was never ordered.
No, ma'am, it was not. Because I did ask him, to verify, yes, we would have ordered it through them, through the company, and the, ordering is closed now and probably will not reopen until late in the fourth quarter. So even if we had the money right now, we could not order through them, do a regular order.
And we were all working under the assumption that it had already been ordered.
Right. And it has,
And that it was a delivery issue.
right.
But we do know we got the money from the county.
No, we did not get all of it. The only thing we have gotten so far from the county paid for the city trucks. He was gonna research and find out where the rest of that $69,000 is at. We did not get it work.
That'd be a question we want to ask the county.
Well, that's what he's doing. Since he's involved in it, it was easier, because I did attempt to make contact with a couple of people at the county, could not get a phone call back, so I just went straight to him, and he said he can definitely help us with that, however, he has not been able to yet.
We can get a phone call tomorrow.
Well, and also, the council voted for that brush truck to be ordered back last year.
In May of 21.
I'll find out where the county that tomorrow.
Anybody else have anything on the brush truck? Thank you, Mr. Wickett.
Yes, ma'am, no problem. I'm just pushing.
Number 5, memorial plaques for Kyrie Brown and Kyrus Hernandez. I apologize if I didn't pronounce that correctly.
I found them in a box, still in the box they were delivered in. I guess they've been in there for a while, but my understanding is they're supposed to go where the trees are at in the square. I don't know if y'all were notified that they had actually came in or not, but they are here and they are ready to be.
What were they ordered?
I did not know that. They
We
were
didn't know they
ordered
were
last year.
Did we order them?
Yeah, they were ordered last year.
Pikes? What was we supposed to put them on the tree?
We were gonna put them in front of the tree. And Jason is supposed to be ordering and planting trees, so we might wanna wait until.
Well, that's what I figured.
Well,
that
then
we
he
did.
said some of the.
But I just wanna make y'all aware that we did have them in.
Did the trees die?
One of them
One
did,
of
yes,
them.
ma'am. And Jason reported that to us at the last meeting, and we told him to go ahead and get another one.
We talked about that if he wasn't able to be here. He said,
Yeah.
I'm going tomorrow to pick the tree up, but then as far as the other ones that y'all are wanting in front, he just wants to know the type of tree that you want. What particular one you want to get.
Yeah, we haven't really discussed that yet, but the main tree.
I'll go get it tomorrow, get one.
And by the way, Jason is gonna be here, but he's gonna be here late. We did notify that earlier. He had a, family business that he had to take care of.
One of the mothers did stop by. She, I guess, makes a regular trip to the tree and noticed it was gone and was a bit concerned about why. So I let her know that we were replacing it, so she was really happy to hear that. She really appreciates y'all doing that.
Where's the tree gonna be gotten from, Chad?
He said I could go to Lowe's or wherever, where you think would be the best place to go get the tree at? Because they don't have any down there, where we got the other trees at, Jason contacted them already, they don't have any.
Arbor Lanes doesn't have any? They got all kinds of trees.
The place we got them last time did not have any more of those trees.
I don't know where you got them last.
We got them from, forestry people.
They were donated last
They were donated, okay. Arbor Lanes is local, we ought to be using them. They're right up the Chipley Road. And you can go get a tree tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody else have anything on that?
You want me to put the plaques up when I get that thing planted too? Put the plaques, which one goes where?
How big are the
I'll be
flights?
doing that. Ma'am?
How big are they?
How big are they, Karen? I mean, they're not that big.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're not like huge.
Do they have the stake already
Yeah.
with them?
Yes, the state came with it, yeah.
Like,
I'll get them too.
Number 6, form ranking committee for CDBG grant. Melissa Fox came over and went over with me the CDBG grant that we currently need to advertise and get going, and she said y'all just need to decide how many people y'all want on this ranking committee. It could be anywhere from 3 to 5 people. So that way when I advertise, I'll know how many copies to ask.
Do they have to be citizens? And one council member or one city employee?
No, the way she thought it was out of the council. Michelle?
You would only have maybe one council
That's
member?
why I said
Okay.
one person. Cause I remember before we used Jason, cause they said that we had to have an employee, city employee, and we used him.
Yeah, I totally misunderstood her then, I'm sorry.
We can't do that.
I just know she said we need between 3 and 5 people.
We can't do it. I mean, the council can't be on the committee.
Okay. So,
We use the citizens.
last time it had to be, I think, 3 citizens
Citizens.
and 1 employee. Jimmy was head of that committee. I was, and then Jimmy took it over.
sounds good to me, Ms. Rhonda.
Sounds good to me.
And y'all just gonna say.
Y'all just crank up again and just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was like one employee, I remember that, I couldn't remember all of it, but I know that we couldn't be on this.
Mr. Jimmy, you're in. Ms. Rhonda,
You in,
Okay.
and we need.
maybe,
Support.
Ms. Regina?
Here's Regina's husband sitting right here. Let's see if he volunteers.
How much your husband?
Quincy, will you be on the
Hey,
committee?
listen, I've been sitting here for, 30 minutes, I ain't heard a dang thing y'all said.
Yeah, it's
How
really
in the
hard.
world y'all don't get up there in those microphones and talk, instead of talking to each other? We can't hear nothing. I'm still back there on Philly Jackie Boat, swimming pool. I don't know what y'all said.
I apologize, maybe we need,
If
can you
those
hear me
things
now?
don't work, I'll make a motion the city buy some new ones or something. People ought to be able to hear what you're saying.
You can barely hear over there.
Yeah.
They're not working.
Are they even on?
No, they're not working.
They're not working.
I think you volunteered to vote $10,000 per
I
council.
volunteered to donate some microphones, that's what y'all got to have, we can hear you.
No, they're not working.
They're not on.
We can hear
Live over
Karen
there.
pretty good, because she's projected, but the rest of you, I was deciding I was getting old or
Listen,
something.
Can you hear us now?
it's better, put them down there in front of your mouth, like, yeah,
Okay, so they asked, will you be on the committee?
what committee? What committee you talking about, on filling the pool or what?
This one. CDBG grant for some money. Will you be
Sure.
on the committee?
Sure.
All right, Jimmy, you got another volunteer.
How about
You
Mr.
headed up.
Poirier?
I'll be there. Still
Do you
doing
wanna be on the committee?
Sure.
You got everybody. You got
1, 2, 3, 4, and an employee. 5, we got it.
All right, so who do we have? We have
Wait,
Jimmy,
let's go.
Rhonda,
Rhonda, Quincy Carnley,
Al Portia.
Mr. Porter.
so who's the employee?
Jason, who is?
You can have Jason or Chad, doesn't matter. Chad's
But
sitting
Chad,
here.
you here? You wanna do it?
I'll do whatever y'all need me to do.
Okay, so Chad and then Jimmy. Okay.
Jimmy's the
So
head.
we got 5.
What are we ranking?
CDBG grant.
I mean, we already went through that portion and
This is a very,
suggested.
This is a different one?
this
It's
is,
a different one.
this is a
This
different
ain't the
one.
same one?
When you need it.
Well, what we ranking? Okay, that's fine. I'll rank whatever you bring out.
It's my understanding that there's 3 that they're actually working on right now.
3 companies,
3 grants.
3 grants.
Because Melissa just came to see her about this other one. She didn't tell you which one it was. I know the process has been done on,
Church Street and the Wells.
okay, so maybe it's 2.
Yes. Is it a continuation of Church Street?
Yeah, down there.
Down the other end?
That's what we suggested, and I heard it got funded, so.
That was what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I believe you're right. I believe that happened when, the previous mayor was here. We got notified of that money. Number 7, a citizen complaint, trucks tearing up roads.
That's me. I'm not complaining, at all, but I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but they've been hauling dirt down here about a week and a half, down to the dollar store. And these loads of dirt have been coming up this new street, coming across and going down Jackson. Now, our street already is in ruts and busted out in holes. And this one over here's already got ruts started in it. So you're fitting to have to do some road work. Somebody needs to get an engineer and come look at these roads and see how bad they are before this contract gets away down here.
And they turn in right
And
there?
why can't they go ahead and turn where the driveway is
Why can't they
coming
turn
into
in
City
there?
Hall? Why do they have to come all the way down here?
He is almost finished with his dirt hauling. He's almost got his dirt hauled in. Now, I don't know how much more stuff they're gonna have.
You got concrete.
I went down and talked to him, and the old boy told me he would tell him. He said, I'll tell him. And so I don't think they care, one way or the other. But you're talking about thousands of dollars in damage. Because you're, on this road over here, it's new.
It's just new. It's new.
Then you're looking at, redoing the subgrade because what they're doing, these trucks are busting out the ruts. And this one over here is done, it's done gone, for sure. So all we need now is some rain and we'll be walking through knee-deep holes again. Just thought I'd bring that up to you.
Find out who it is.
What's the difference?
He's hauling it, but still,
He'll go which way you tell him.
the main contractor's responsible for it.
Yeah.
Not
And
him.
the attorney, Michelle, you've already dealt with, you have a point of contact for them, don't you?
Or
Family Dollar. The Family Dollar?
Family Dollar and Dollar Tree.
The attorney for the developer,
That's who you need to talk to anyway.
are they traveling on a road that's weight restricted or?
There is no weight limit, road load restrictions on none of them.
Some of it
Yeah, some of them are
Church.
Church Street is.
Yeah, that's the only one. And Pompey is supposed to
They
be.
ain't marked either.
Pompey is marked and Church Street is marked.
But they've already put in a driveway for the big trucks.
It's not done from what I can tell, it's just dirt still. They still got the wooden stake.
But why can't they turn at the
Right in the
driveway behind my
driveway.
brother's? Why do they have to come all the way around and go down?
It's usually on the contractor's best interest to get some kind of agreement with the city before they start hauling loads like this on city streets. You need some kind of writing, and I kind of figured that they had got some permission,
No,
but the clerk said no, and the boy down there working said not that he knew of. And I said, well, you need some, because you're looking at a lot of money. I don't think the city ought to be up for repairing them roads after they tore them up. But it's gonna take some engineering skills now and some attorney, I imagine, to get the money out of it.
We don't have a weight limit, we don't have a weight limit on the road, so I mean, if it comes down to it, it's our responsibility.
That's the same thing we run into Church Street over there. First of all, if you catch one dead, it's right tomorrow. Who's gonna enforce it? That's the thing, the city, that's the issue the city's in, year after year. It don't matter if it's Church Street, whatever street it is. I understand what he's saying, and Wesley go whichever way, tell him to go, but there's no weight limit on this street right here. So he can haul whatever he wants to, and get away with it until the city passes something, or we have to get the state involved. But it's the same thing on Church Street. Before we finish paving it, that's why it's in the way that it's in, because of them dump trucks and, log trucks. You cannot stop them. I mean, they travel on Sunday, 7 days a week over there.
Early in the morning.
So until something can be done, which that's not gonna happen tomorrow, can we contact them, have one of us, somebody contact them and ask them, would they please go the shorter route, so they're not eating up both roads?
Which way they need to come in?
Right by the drive, there's a driveway right there on
Right here,
that.
that's
Church
the,
Street, come
the
across
trail.
here, pull up to the ditch, and then back up all the way down to the end of Jackson.
show me after we get there.
Right behind that driveway, right
Yeah,
behind.
'cause they've got a driveway right there, they just come off the road.
I don't know where the road
What
is.
Mr. Lewis, Johnson used to live.
Turning pigs over out.
It's,
You talking about over the
old Nichols house is the driveway.
Oh,
They cleared that
that's
off.
where they need to
Go
come in.
down, turn all the way by Gary, and then just come back and then turn. Right now, they're just coming straight across through the red light, and they're just making a loop.
Making a big,
But there's a driveway right next to Miss Rhonda's brother's house right there where they should be using, that comes off of this street, that they come in and go 100 feet and turn straight off the highway. And that should be a construction entrance. But it's wet too, so. They have to have their excavators.
Yeah, I make sure.
does anybody else have anything? Before I ask Ms. Rhonda about that, she's on the
Yes.
second public participation. Mr. Quincy was the first. Ms. Rhonda?
Okay, I just want to say to the council that I have great hopes for you all to show a spirit of cooperation and respect with each other. And for the most part, everybody has. However, it deteriorated a lot last year between employees and the council. So this year, I have great hopes. I've prayed about this, and I know that it's gonna be much better. I'm proud of all of you. Done.
Thank you, Ms. Rhonda.
Thank you. We're gonna be good kids.
Number 8 is signing the checks, and Ms. Quinn and I'll do that after the meeting.
I have a 9 and 10 also.
Okay, I don't have those on here.
Yeah,
Take care of number 9.
Discuss the 4th of July.
You know that it's getting time, if we wait, we're not gonna get what we want, so. And we are a little bit behind, I think.
I have, some information on that. I'm hoping to have more. I thought about that too over the weekend. I know that we all agreed after last year's 4th of July to go with the same company. Everybody was pleased, and we even, instructed, a previous clerk to make contact with them and let them know, if y'all remember, that we wanted to go with them for this year. And she said that it would be January before they would be taking any orders. I believe it was January that she was gonna contact them. I thought about it over the weekend, and so I put in a call this morning, and I left you messages, and I even called, because the company, one of the owners is also an attorney. So I contacted his office, and I'm waiting for a call back. I just wanna make sure that, if they have not been contacted, that they know that we still want it. Last year they came in under the worst of circumstances, and helped us out. We lost the one that we thought we had set, so I don't wanna run into that this year, so, as soon as I hear back from somebody, which if I don't get a call by 12 tomorrow, we'll be back on the phone, I'll call Karen and let her know, and then she can let the rest of you know. So hopefully we won't have any issues, but like I say, we haven't had any updates on it in a while, and so I just wanna make sure that we're not in a situation where we're scrambling again.
The fourth is on a Monday, are we gonna do it on a Monday, or are we gonna do it on Saturday? Which is a Saturday.
We're gonna do it on Monday. We always do it the day that it is.
The only way that I would say that we don't do it on the fourth is I'm told, nobody's contacted me, and I'm gonna have to scramble to book you, and I may have to do it on the second. That would be the only way that I would say we would do it on the fourth. Hopefully, that won't be an issue. I'm believing that I'll get a call back tomorrow and everything will be great.
What about the band now? Are we still gonna use Birds again?
That's up to the will of the council.
Well, he's local, you know what I mean, he is a local. And he was good last year, I guess everybody's glad to see.
I didn't hear anything but great things last year about all of them.
So that's why I said, maybe we need to contact him before he gets called away to somebody else for that day.
Is everybody in agreement with that? Ms. Karen?
Yeah, good job.
You contacted?
Yes, ma'am.
Find out, I know there were some things that he wanted last year, like a trailer, tarp, just to find out if he's available and cost, and let him know that we would like him to do it if he can. Number 10, Ms. Karen?
Ernest Armstrong sewer line. He calls me multiple times a day. I have spoke with Chad and Jason. Chad knows more about it. Can you give a rundown?
Y'all remember, I had to move the meter out of the yard over some situations we had in him, a year or two ago.
Yes, sir.
And we re-piped the clean out for him. And everything at our clean out and his water and the clean out on the city side is good. He had somebody, I think his brother-in-law or brother, whoever, come and pipe in his sewer. And I told the guy when he put it in that he wasn't doing it right, but that's not on me. That's not the city's problem. I told him you can't hard 90 that pipe. I drew a diagram so y'all will see exactly what they had. If he's got a problem, it's because that's what we tied in. That's our clean out. Instead of him telling him to come and bring it this way downhill, he went this way, hard 90, but hard 90, not sweet 90. It's not gonna work at all. And we told him it wasn't gonna work. It's not, I couldn't do any more than that. All I could do was the city's part. You know?
And that's on his side, not
Yes,
city.
ma'am. And I want the help if I can, but that's crossing the fence, going into private property, and I've had problems in the past on that particular property doing that. Which is why we had to go move the meter out, because there was, y'all remember some threats?
Lock gates, threats.
Lock gates and threats and stuff like that, so to accommodate him, I had to move everything out of the yard. And I went out there several times to make sure. I tried to touch bases with him to let him know that as far as where our tie-in goes, our water's running, there's no problem. So I can't get him on the phone, I can't get him in the yard. But he's calling City Hall regularly.
Can the city send him a certified letter?
I was just gonna suggest, if council wanted to do that, send him a certified letter telling him that the problem is on his side, not the city's, and
Leave our clerk alone.
leave the clerk alone and don't harass the employees nicely. I mean, you know.
May have to put Miss Rhonda on Mr. Ernest.
Yeah.
You think Ernest will listen to me?
More than anybody else.
He's hard-headed.
Picture.
Chad, did you hear Jimmy?
Yeah.
Documented every time you go out there with a picture.
I took pictures too. And if I need, I'll go get, I'll put some dye down the clean out and go to the nearest manhole and do video if I need to.
I would include that in that letter.
No, just say, oh, you think you should include that?
I
That's
would
what we
include
do?
the diagram and all in that
Oh, with
letter.
the diagram, yeah. So, does anybody else have anything?
I do, if y'all, I can wait till, no, I'll go ahead. I do agree with Miss Rhonda about unity. We need that bad. But I'll bring up some things that's gonna affect people, but I don't do it out of disrespect to people, I do it because I think it's in the best interest of the city. Brian Finney, let me know. One thing I would like for y'all to do, and I've got to go back and read the charter and all that, and I'll do that before the next meeting. I always hear that the mayor's responsibilities are not defined. They need to be defined. I don't want to overstep my bounds.
So what now? I didn't hear you.
That the mayor's responsibilities are not defined in the charter anymore.
We're still going on the same
Same
charter.
old charter, we know.
Okay, but I'll go back, I'll go back and read it.
We'll put it.
If it's not in there, that's what I'm asking for.
No, it's the old, it's still in that old.
Are we still using time clocks?
Aren't y'all?
Yeah, there's some.
Yes, when Tracy or the other clerk left, they pulled me out of the time clock. We don't have codes to get in. I can't get into any of my emails, so I'm having to use my personal email on my phone. We can't get in any system like that as far as we go, so my time's being kept by Jason right now. Because I can't get in and out that.
How do y'all log into time clock?
Sorry?
How do y'all log into the clock?
You can do a thumbprint, a fingerprint, or you can do a code. We were doing the fingerprint, but that thing kept having a problem. And wouldn't it take us 5-10 minutes to try to clock in the morning, even longer sometimes, it just would not take it. So we started doing codes. And it was that way until,
So what do we need to do to resolve that issue?
maybe get a new time clock system.
Karen,
Ma'am,
when you were showing the time clocks, do you think that the access that you have could be access to there so you could go in there and fix the issue? I mean, as far as setting them back up? I think they're the same time clocks.
Yes, ma'am, same thing. Jason
So
said
I'm asking is like passwords and such, if you have the trade.
yeah, I don't have, the thumbprint on that one does not work, so I use a code, which is no problem. I mean,
Does that one down there, you said thumbprint and code?
thumbprint no longer works. We use codes prior, but now I was taken out.
You don't have a code?
Mine doesn't. Well, I do, but mine doesn't work anymore.
so you just need to be reactivated.
Yeah, reactivated.
That's what I'm saying, that may be something Karen can do.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is that all you need for the code for it to work right?
I hope so. Yes, sir.
Well, the previous clerk would have been the one who removed it, so you should have that information to be able to add.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I've got the, how to do it, I'd have to go down there and do it, but I mean, that's no problem. It won't take us 5 minutes.
Chad, this is for you, for Jason.
Yes, sir.
The city council needs a list of all equipment that's tore up.
Yes, sir.
At the sewer yard, at the wells, and at the,
Spray field.
spray field. Got it wrote down, I just need to read it. And you need to try to put if you can, a repair estimate with this stuff. It's gonna shock everybody. But all council, you need to give it to Karen, and Karen, if you would, all council members need a copy of it. Don't want to leave anybody in the blind. That gate not being locked, Chad. Come on, Jason, I'll talk to you now.
Again, looking around.
I'll start again.
So far, we just got.
Jason, need a list of all equipment that the sewer yard is tore up, the wells, what's not working at the spray field.
Okay.
All right, the gate's not being locked. At the back there.
At the water tower?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not being locked. I check on it regular. I
Okay.
go by there, I'm gonna check on y'all know that. But y'all also know I'll help you any way I can. There's a garbage dump back there. People from the city have carried stuff back there and dumped it. Needs to be cleaned up.
A lot of that Anderson Columbia's still
The
there.
washing machines and all that stuff, the mattresses don't come from Anderson, Columbia. The concrete does. But we need to contact Anderson, Columbia, tell them to come get their stuff.
Okay.
Where did all the wood chips come from?
That's that, whatever that company is. They've done the tree trimming. They're supposed to get them all up once they're all the way done.
That's just a temporary storage.
Yeah, that's all it is, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How many fire hydrants are missing or not working? Can you
There's
get that?
3 that's not working, that are covered, and 1 missing. That's it.
What happened to the one missing?
That's at your house.
What happened to it?
That's the one that had the accident. They got hit.
You sent me to retrieve
Now,
it.
don't get me wrong, I'm just bringing these to everybody's attention.
You're
It's
good.
gone, the next day it's gone.
That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
2 years
We
ago.
need a list of illegal campers in Vernon. Or I can get it. I had a citizen pose this question to me. If I have a well on my property, can I do it from city water or just pay a flat rate sewer bill? I'll be grandfathered in. I know the answer, but I'll bring it
I
up.
know what you.
I'll make sure all the council has the, copy of it.
I know what
On the cemetery, have we made a decision?
Talk louder, Gary, I wanna hear what you say
On the
about the cemetery.
cemetery, have we made a decision? If not, we need to make one on the cemetery so we can,
What kind of decision?
the property line.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
come to the meeting. You won't come.
Does he have to come to the meeting?
We've asked, but I think again, we may need to send a letter requesting that he come.
Me and him worked together for years, I'll see if he'll come to the meeting.
Joey said that he's talked to him several times, and I don't know who's asked him to come to a meeting.
I asked him to come to it.
I'll ask him, don't do no good, but regardless whether he comes or not, we've got to make a decision. Or need to make a decision. All right, we have a contract with them, Department of Corrections. I know we're not getting inmates, but we still need to go ahead and write the warden a letter. And the warden, the guy over the state Department of Corrections and the governor, see if we can get some help getting some inmate crews.
Are they in Chip there again? I don't see them up here.
I hear that they're starting to let some go out.
Yeah, cause you know what I mean, I used to see them around in Chipley, but lately I haven't been seeing them, that's why I asked you, was they still up there?
But whether
No, I'm just asking where they're there, I don't
they
know.
need to either tell us we can't get them or
Whatever.
whatever, at least then we'll know. Got 2 new businesses, or I know for one, but I heard there was a Tom Thumb coming where James Miles' house. I don't know if that's true or not.
Where?
Where James Miles' house is.
I've heard 2 different versions of what's gonna be there, that being one of them, but the city's not been notified of anything
But
directly.
regardless, if we get 2 businesses there, we need to revisit DOT about a red light.
Actually, there's a study being done on that right now, Gary, because we started dealing with that right after it came in.
But they're looking at it. It takes time.
Yeah. We definitely.
Well, you gotta come
It needs to
across
be
all
red
those
line.
lanes, and that's dangerous, because when you get ready to make a turn, you gotta come all the way across all those lanes to make a turn.
At the time we asked them to look at it, they think we got they want to do something.
To get to you.
I don't know.
I think actually that when you contacted them, Michelle, as I recall, it was before we even knew about
The dollar store.
the dollar
It's been a
store.
while.
And last we heard they were studying it.
I would recontact and make sure they know that people study may be able to tell us, may not know nothing about dogs. They may just be doing a traffic count,
Yeah.
not knowing business is coming in there.
I thought initially it was gonna be a red light to start with.
Where they claim it
It
was too
immediately
close.
became an
They
issue.
said it was too close to the other light, that's what they said, that's why they couldn't put it there.
When I left office last time, I did so because I had the state, it was a requirement for the state for me to draw my retirement. I couldn't draw it and still work for the city. But I had 2 meetings before I left with Senator George Gaynor on some money for the sewer yard. But that was to do to where you could accept septic off of waste trucks. But that money also was was going to rebuild some of your equipment in the sewer yard. Right then, it was up to, I think, $495,000. Do y'all want me to pursue that?
As far as I know, Trey has got a system that's coming in that he got approved for like $1.2 million. That's been approved, that's supposed to be coming in. And it's a whole new system. We can fix the one we have and have that system.
And have that system on it. I
And he
didn't know that.
said, last time I spoke with him about it, that it was approved,
Yeah.
and they were waiting on the governor to sign it.
All right, thank you. One other thing. I've been to the courthouse and looked up the right of ways and all that. Everything is recorded at the courthouse. And I've got a drawing. I'll give everybody on the council a copy of it when we get through with it. But we need to clean some of our right of ways up. And this drawing will give you what street, tells you who it belongs to, and gives you the right of way from center line. These are recorded at the courthouse.
And these are to everybody that's got stuff out.
Yeah. I haven't got the whole town for just hadn't had time. But when I get through with this copy, I'll bring it to the council and give everybody a copy. I'm not gonna leave anybody in the dark. Not starting on any certain area of town. Also, in the next month, I'll be going around looking at all the abandoned property. And I'm gonna try to make it easier on everybody. We're gonna take photos and have the addresses so everybody will know. And that way it'll be cataloged at the city.
Do we have that much? I don't know.
Yes, you have around 25 to 30.
Really?
Yeah. That's all I got. But if y'all need me, call me. I'll answer the phone.
Does anybody else have anything?
So it was last summer that I talked to Jim Toole at DOT about my traffic study, so I'll touch base with her.
Okay.
Tomorrow. I didn't think it had been that long, but it's been almost a year.
Okay, thank you. If nobody else has anything, I do real quick. We've all known and discussed the, ARPA report that there was a deadline on the 30th of this month. That was done on time. There were some issues and things had not been uploaded. Basically, we had discussed having workshops to see what we were gonna do with this money. We were talking about infrastructure, we were talking about several things. But we have not had those workshops. We discussed about setting a workshop for just that before April 30th, and with everything that's went on, that did not happen. So what was submitted in the report, which they allowed, was municipalities such as ourselves who have not decided yet how the money was gonna be spent. We just put in a report with our information stating basically that we have not decided yet. That was done. I had Mr. Fox go over every page, every bit of it before I submitted it to make sure it was correct. So we are in compliance. They may come back and tell us you have so much time to do this or something, but we are not in trouble or anything for it. We made our deadline and submitted what was required.
Where can this money be spent?
That's, Michelle can probably answer that better because the exact paperwork that I've been going through is literally this high. And there's lots of things, the sewer plant, infrastructure on the sewer plant, I know.
And the fire department.
Yeah, the fire department, Michelle.
The sewer and water department, that's where a lot of your money comes from.
For my part, like I said, we do need to have some workshops and sit down with the paperwork and the note with the amount of money that we know that we've been awarded, and really break it down and see what it needs, because in my mind, infrastructure, the sewer plant, without the sewer plant, the rest of it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
think, to add to that right there, I think Dale is gonna come to the next meeting. And then the list I gave him, that me and Jimmy made, he's going to, work, I guess there's more money somewhere too for that.
Who's coming?
Dale, the engineer, the city's engineer.
You mind calling me and I'll meet with y'all?
I think he's
He's
gonna
gonna come to a meeting. He's gonna come to a meeting.
Yeah.
Y'all do realize you don't have an operating permit for your treatment plant, and it's expired, and we've done everything we're supposed to do. But if y'all remember, Dale came here one time and said DP wanted y'all to do certain things before they renew it, and then y'all paid consultant $5,000 to come down to the plant
Yeah.
and spend a day or two, I think. And he turned in a report. I think it was a year ago. But just to fix the few things that they were on, that time was between $29,000 and $41,000. That's just to get the permit back up. So, I didn't want that to slip through the cracks either. I've asked Dale since then, oh, we're gonna have to do all this before they'll truly renew it. We'll make a real answer. But they may come back and say that you do.
Maybe he can answer that for us when he comes to the meeting.
And I've been talking to him a little bit this week.
Let me ask a question. That list that you're talking about, is that the same list that I just got a copy of?
That's
No,
just
no.
partial.
The SCADA system, that was part of it.
Now I'm talking about the,
The list I gave you,
He's talking about the,
it's just a partial. That is what I consider big ticket.
okay, I'll get that to Karen and she can make a copy of that, yeah, as well. Because I don't know how anybody else feels, but I think
They need to
most
complete.
important, least important on everything that we're spending money on. And that plant down there is,
bad.
Very important.
that's number one.
Jason's got a complete report. If he's gonna give me anything, then he'll give me that.
Yeah.
And then we'll rank them.
Yeah, we'll put it from the most important, and then by the next meeting, I'll have it for y'all. How about that? And that way you'll know what's the most important, we can't afford.
How long has some of this stuff been going?
20 years.
And it has been.
This is,
The
this
plant
is
was
stuff,
rebuilt in 2005.
yeah, so this is stuff that has been, I guess when it was built, I mean, I don't want to put nobody under the bus, because I guess it's basically everybody's fault. When it was built, it was built with a, let me see how I put this, with a beer budget with wine money. How about that? It's way out of our budget. And then when stuff started tearing up, instead of fixing it the right way, back then, it was patched. Patched, like the auger, you know, it's patched. And so by the time I took over, I mean, I can only do so much with what money I have. And then you get somebody to come down and look at it, and then they tell you $100,000, there's no way.
That's for one piece.
That's one thing.
Okay, so back to what you were saying, Gary, about, Mr. Gainer. I'll get with Trey and see if I can find out the information on what the governor signed off on. I believe Chad Ryder, I believe he told me 1.2 million.
I talked Trey tonight, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, because the last time I talked to him, he said that it had been approved on the floor. What happened was, we had to meet down here and send off some information they were waiting on the floor for.
Yeah,
And
they told me.
it got approved and he was waiting on the governor to sign it, and I haven't heard anything since, but what I'm saying is on top of that, the governor signs it, and we get that, if you have got something that you can pick back up with Gainer, on top of that, that may be of use as well. Because with what they're telling us,
The plant needs overhaul.
I mean, we know what we're getting from ARPA, and that's not gonna,
Okay.
it's not gonna cover
No.
just what we're talking about, let alone all the things that people express that they want to see out of the money.
Well, y'all realize your attorney, not your engineer. If y'all don't got a copy of it, I can get you a copy. Wrote about the septic receiving station. He created a, outdoor price. I mean, he looked at all of it, it's over $1 million, just for that. But that's everything's permits. But it's given to y'all, I just got a copy of it, I don't know if y'all ever seen it.
I don't.
But I'll get you a copy of that.
I'd like one too.
But some of this stuff didn't just happen today, I mean, some of this has been going on, you know,
You really
back
give,
when Bulldogs was here.
if you really give it to Karen out here and make every council member a copy. Everybody needs all the same information.
I'll give it to Jason and try to put it all together, or kind of halfway be around. But price and anything, you know, you pretty much, you can't hardly do that.
No,
Prices
not unless
change.
you're gonna pay for it the same day you get
Like
it.
when I told y'all about the auger system, you know, Dale got a guy from Hoover to come down here, the people that make it. He come down here, and then when he got here, he said, you know, he rolled up to it, and he said it's gotta be replaced. He said this thing's 20 years old almost. He said they don't make it. You know, and then I asked him, I said, well, what kind of money are we talking about? And he said, easily over $100,000, easily.
Is the screw's gone?
Oh, yeah, it's destroyed, yeah.
It never was when they repaired it, it never
Yeah, it
was.
was right. I think whenever, I guess it broke or something back before and they got it welded or something, and it was warped and it's just one thing after another. I mean, patching is not fixing it. I mean, patching is just a Band-Aid. And there's your problem.
Now, y'all used to have auto settlers. The split took out, what, 32? Never replaced them. You're looking at probably 30,000, maybe a little cheaper.
Alright, well, we've got some work to do. Does anybody else have anything?
Yes, I do. You know Mr. Alvin Brown passed away.
When did he do that?
You didn't know that?
Who?
Mr. Alvin Brown. He has a field at, out at Shady Grove. There's a field named after him at Shady Grove. And so, I was thinking that maybe we can cook in some flowers or something to the family since he is.
Absolutely.
Since he's been involved with us, you know, with that sign and everything, so. It's not gonna be $500 anyway, but we don't have to vote on it for anything. But I was thinking that might be a gesture to the family, since we do have the field out there, Shady Grove named the family.
We have a florist in town now too.
So what now?
We have a florist in town, right beside our church.
Where? I ain't know y'all had no.
It's called the King's Dowry.
You talking about over there where that,
It used to be a beauty shop, but now it's a florist, and she does a beautiful job.
Karen, you hear that?
Her name's Vicky Howard.
Alright, does anybody else have anything? Can I have a motion to dismiss? Second? Discussion? All in favor?
I did forget to tell you that the funeral is gonna be Sunday at the, high school gymnasium at 2:00.
If it's gonna be in front of the gymnasium, can we clean all them garbage cans?
No, not that one, the big high school. Okay, what you say, you gonna be in the gymnasium with Big Gary,
She said the high school.
It's gonna be at the high school gymnasium at 2:00 on Sunday.
Meeting adjourned.
They had some graduation.